Hey, I'm CDiinky. Alrighty guys, in today's video we'll be going over a very fun yet very powerful build when it comes to samurais today. This build, you can run around the entire yard and slash enemies without even second guessing on what's going to happen to them. So with all that said, let's go over with the build. And with the build today, you would like any weapon that has the same effect as the original Spicy Katana. This is the Breath Slayer, the Sour Katana, the Spicy Katana, the Fresh Cold Katana, and also the Tingle weapon. I forgot what it's called. The Tingle Tongue. You can also use the Tingle Tongue as well. This is just the Sour variant. There's no real big difference between the Breath Slayer and the Fresh Cold Katana besides, you know, the big Katana on screen. But anyways, I'm going to be using the Breath Slayer for this video because it is a new 1.4 weapon. Now when it comes to the trinket today, I would highly recommend you find a trinket with Samurai and Finale Fury. And if you do not have a trinket with just these two on it, it'd be just fine having Samurai or just Finale Fury, but just so you know, you'll be dealing a lot less damage and have a lot less attack speed. So what does Samurai actually do? The Samurai buff attacks when you're using the Katana or any Katana, increase your attack speed, stacking up to 5 times until you get hit. So if you hit 5 times, you get a maximum amount of attack speed, which is really useful. And now pair this with the Final Fury, which is the Sour Battle like speed buff. You're getting a massive amount of attack speed. Is just insane. You can hit like 15 times in like 2 seconds or something like that. And now with the armor for this video, because the like Katana or Katana weapons increase your perfect parry window and whatnot, I thought it'd be quite fitting to go ahead and use the Koi armor set because this increases your perfect blocking window. Also, we're going with Sleek for the parry stun, so every time we hit a parry and attack, it is going to apply stun. If you're not comfortable with the Sleek path, I would recommend going bulky, as having more defense is probably the best if you do not know what you're doing. And the set bonus gives us Dazzling Riposte, which also gives us, after perfect blocking, enemies have a 20% reduced armor. It's just like the Fire Ant, but a lot better with the set bonus. Now mutations, if you did not know, the Katanas work Blade Master. Having this equipped, the bosses are going to deal 10% less damage to you and have 10% less attack speed, which is really useful, and this stacks every single time on every single hit. We want to go Coup de Grace and Trapper People for extra crit damage and critical hit strikes. We're going Cardio Fan just for having extra stamina back, and then Spicy Safety so we can survive some of those stabbing attacks. Now when it comes to meals, in every video I make, I'll definitely recommend Perfect Toast for increased critical hit chance and critical hit damage, Sticky Boss Sauce for increased critical hit chance, Sticky Liquid Rage for increased attack damage, and Sticky Human Food for increased damage resistance. So let's go ahead and chow down on these. And if you did not know, we're going to be fighting the infected Broodmother on New Game Plus number 1 today on medium difficulty. Now while I was testing this build, it is quite strong, and if you are not comfortable in the third phase versing the infected Broodmother when she's doing a very fast attack, you can perfect block all these attacks with this armor set, but if you're not comfortable, just go ahead, grab a shield out and block him. But just so you know, the second you get rid of your shield, you're going to lose your attack buffs with the Samurai effect. Let's go ahead and start the infected Broodmother. I will also mark the mount outside just before I started recording. So here she is. Fingers crossed she doesn't have high defense, because that wouldn't be very nice. She has got lifesteal, so let's go ahead and start whacking her. And as you can see, we're going to start parrying, and our attack speed and our damage is going to scale indefinitely. Like, this is insane. If we hit our crits, we're going to be dealing a massive amount of damage, and just like that, phase 1 is over, and she is going straight into phase 2. I got hit because she instantly phase transitioned, which isn't nice. So I'm going to have to deal with the consequence. And as we get hit with this screen, we're going to deal a lot less damage. So that's not going to be perfect for us, but it is still manageable. Even with this damage reduced, you can see we're still dealing a massive amount of damage to her. And now when it comes to this build, the main killer is if you get hit, you lose a lot of your stacks. So any bosses that have unblockable scream attacks like the Hedge, Broodmother, and the Mantis aren't really the best, as you know. You can't block them, you're always guaranteed to get hit, and you're going to lose all your stacks straight away. But just like that, phase 3 already, and we've been in the boss fight for like a minute or two. Here we are in the second phase, or third phase I should say. And as you see there, we took a few hits. That is completely my fault. I probably should have chucked out my shield. Obviously I cannot parry those attacks because I have no idea what I'm doing. But as you can see, we've barely hit her. We've been in this phase for like 2 seconds, and she's already at half HP, which is just insane. And if you didn't know, every single hit you get of the infected Broodmother when she does her fast attacks, she's going to apply Healing Reduce, which is going to reduce your healing. But it really does not matter if you know what you're doing, because as you know here, she is just about to die in like 2 seconds of an entire boss fight. I have no idea how fast that boss fight was. I have no idea how fast I was talking. But we're in medium difficulty, and also a New Game Plus 1, and we just destroyed the hardest boss in the game without even thinking about it. Let's go ahead and loot her corpse, shall we? Let's get that no infected infused ooze. Fantastic. Anyways, let's go ahead and try us on a boss with the screams. So we're going to try the Mantis boss today. And now when it comes to the Mantis, make sure you go ahead and mark that Mantis mount for that extra, I think it's 10% damage against any boss, which is just going to help you out so much in any boss fight. Let's go ahead and rebuff our character up just in case we lose our smoothies. And with the weapon, we're going with the sour katana because we have no salty katana. So the sour is the only one that she isn't weak to. And as we start off, let's go ahead and start swinging her body. And as you can see, the amount of damage we're putting in with just a sour weapon is quite insane. As she screams, we're going to lose our buffs once again, which isn't perfect. And she's going to go ahead and jump on us. That is just fantastic. Let's go ahead and get our buffs back up. We should be able to parry every single attack here. But in the first few seconds, I missed that completely. And she has the fresh attack, which lowers our attack speed. I'm kind of going against my build here, man. It's kind of not helping. Once again, we get screamed, lost all of our stacks, should not really matter. We've been in this boss fight for like 30 seconds, if that, and she's almost already dead, which is insane. Let's go ahead and get our stacks back up. Once again, we can't block the majority of these attacks, so we're going to lose all of our stacks. This build isn't really the best for the Mantis or the Hedge Brewballer, but as it shows, you don't really need to... The stacks don't really matter, you're just going to be dealing too much damage, and just like that, she is down for the count. And you know what? For the final boss, let's go ahead and try out the Hedge Broodmother as well. Let's go ahead and loot her. Infused Ooze, please. We get one. Fantastic. Now we're here at the Hedge Broodmother boss fight. Let's go ahead and mark her mount for that 10% extra damage. And now when it comes to the Hedge Broodmother, I'm going to be using the Spicy Katana because she is weak to slashing and spicy damage. But in my opinion, the Hedge Broodmother boss fight in New Game Plus is kind of annoying because every time she screeches, you're going to have damage reduced and lose all your stacks. And because you're going to be dealing so much damage, you're going to get to phase 3 almost instantly. So enough yapping, let's go ahead and start off the build. Fingers crossed she doesn't have any high defense or anything that's going to annoy our build. She has explosive one hit, and as you can see, in like 3 hits, she's already down to half HP. But now she's going to scream like twice because we are already in her second phase. Let's get our stacks back by hitting these spiderlings. Let's go ahead and just start whacking her. Once again, in the second phase already, within just a few seconds. We did get an infused spiderling, so hopefully we can take this guy out. Should be relatively easy because we have really strong weapons. This parry timing is coming in clutch. I don't really need to think about parrying the times because it's going to increase our parry time anyways. What am I saying? I have no idea. I'm just yapping at this point. Go ahead and take all these spiderlings out and get poisoned, unfortunately. Fantastic. That's not what I wanted. Also get hit by the Hedge Brewballer because I'm not looking at what I'm doing. Here we are, the final boss fight between the Hedge Brewballer and I. We have the damage reduced because every time she screeches, that is going to happen. That should be not of an issue for us because she's just going to die straight away after I miss a singular parry and almost die in one hit. And now to finish you off, let's go ahead and just do a 360. Do a 360 throw, 360 throw, and kill her. I definitely didn't miss that one time. And just like that, she is down for the count. It's very quick. Like, we went through those bosses extremely quickly. I've only been recording this entire thing for 12 minutes. And I've killed 3 bosses in that time, which is just insane. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.